Oh, well, today's going to be a little bit different than normal. Today, I'm just going off a few little notes because this video really was not planned. The reason why I'm giving this video is because I really feel like what is happening in the Persian Gulf right now and in around the world is really affecting our investments. I feel that uh, straightforward, exactly telling you how I'm investing around this might really help you in your investment strategy. So here we go. Fun fact, I've never shorted SpaceX, nor have I bought a position in SpaceX. As much as I've actually talked about SpaceX, I only short positions when they're in absolutely the perfect conditions. So SpaceX still might get there where it's the perfect conditions for me. And August 20th is my date. But if it's not perfect on August 20th, I will not do it. So far, I kind of wish I had been shorting already, but it was not perfectly set up for me. It was very close to like, oh, I really wanted in, but I know that shorting is such a risky business. Don't get into shorts unless you know absolutely they're a winner. Because if you get in and you can just get hosed with shorts. So in long positions, I have no problem riding them out and whatnot. I do not ride out short positions. I'm in them and I'm out of them. So it means you got to time the beginning, you got to time the end. Never a long term strategy. If I'm not in there for a long term strategy, then I need to know absolutely I got in at the right time so I feel good about getting out fairly quickly. So, anyways, I thought I'd bring that up. So, where am I positioned? Ironically enough, one of my absolute biggest position is kind of the most boring. It's money markets. Money markets might be, in fact, it is extremely boring, but I am kind of waiting for the market to juicy up in areas. So I've thrown an uncomfortable amount into money markets. Let's just say about a 50% of my whole portfolio has been in money markets, which is kind of stupid, I know, but at the same time, with the amount of risk out there and the amount of what I see is there's going to be points where I know I want to put money in the market. I want to have cash available. And that is what I've done. I don't recommend that strategy. I think you should always be in the market in a little bit more risky area than money markets. That's where I've chosen to put my money, a huge percentage of my money. Don't do that. In fact, probably a lot of you are signing out right now just because you heard that. But my second biggest investment is strictly because of what I've seen over the last 3 months in the war. I have seen oil go down, down, down. And I'll probably put some charts up here right now. I have none of this prepared. But essentially, the only reason why oil's gone down is first off, a lot of political tweets by Trump. We're drawing down on the Strategic Petroleum Reserve at an extraordinary rate. Other countries are drawing on their reserves, which can't go on forever. Ironically enough, China has not been drawing from the world, which can't happen forever. So all those things. And then on top of that, just recently, the Russia has now not only stopped exporting oil or gas and diesel, I guess in July they need to import because Ukraine has hit their refineries enough where they actually need to import. So that combination is just going to blow the market up. Oh, and today it went up, but I just feel it's got legs to go. I think you're going to see 5% chunks for quite a while. You're going to see some little drawbacks. You're going to see tweets like Trump will say, "Hey, we're pulling back." But I don't feel that Trump can't tackle right now. He can't come back from this. There's no way that Iran would even accept that. Iran wants to see us pay. It's sad, but if you killed the equivalent of their pope, they you're not going to feel happy about a country that killed your pope, which is their equivalent. Their leader is their religious leader. And then not only that, if they somebody bombed a school of ours, you wouldn't be so happy. Not only that, I have some. I think I have a tab over here. Like we've made strikes, several that were crimes against humanity, which is, I mean, it's kind of disgusting, but also I think there's one saying that we actually there's at least accusations which are going to go around in Iran that we tried to maximize casualties. So there's a lot of investigations going on, and now they're trying to make it illegal for the Trump camp or the Trump folks are trying to make or who's it Rubio is trying to make it illegal for the international courts to go after U.S. politicians. Well, you're doing that because they're fearful of them being going to jail. So, well, that, this is not good for, well, the US right now. But, anyways, I don't think that thing's ending anytime soon, which means oil is primed to go shooting upwards. I don't think there's any way to say that. And unfortunately, that also probably means AI has got to go down. AI needs energy, but not only that, AI needs capital. And with all this going down, capital and energy are going down, and that spells doom for the AI. Boom. This is now probably the start of the AI bust. And the AI bust also means global recession because that's what's keeping the at least US market up. I believe that's what's keeping the world market up. And if we have a global recession, a lot of you probably have never been through recession, but I foresee this being a lot like the dot-com bubble. And even if it's not, we're at least going to feel quite a large correction. Correction is going to be painful. To be honest, it feels like a depression, but every recession kind of feels like a depression. It's going to most likely be a 10 or 20% correction, in my opinion. It feels right now like it's going to be bigger than that, but I could be wrong. Could just be a little bounce down, but I don't see sideways or up right now. It just feels like everything's setting up to go down. What are the other things I'm working on? Let's see. So the places I am in oil, the stock ticker specifically that I'm looking at is UCO. That's a levered oil ETF. USO. That's a oil fund. DBO. I don't even know exactly off the top of my head what that is, but that's another oil fund. And then there's WTI, which is W&T offshore, which is offshore, some offshore's oil finding company or whatnot. They're looking for, and then XOM, which is ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is going to be just a long-term good place to find good investment strategy. TMV, shorting I think it's the 20-year treasury, which is basically banking on that the interest rates are going to go up. With the war going on, I don't see how interest rates don't go up. I think there's a huge sell-off in gold that could go wrong, but right now, everything's pointing towards interest rates going up short term by the Fed and long term for at least a little while. I don't have this as a long-term strategy. I have this going up a few more percent and then I'll sell out. The Fed will probably increase rates the very next time they go out, but they only have a certain amount that they can increase it, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose on that side. So they're in between a rock and a hard place, if you ask me. What else do they have? Did I talk about the Bab el Mandab? I don't think I did. The other thing is Mandab. Bab el Mandab is equivalent to the Strait of Hormuz, but for the Red Sea. The Houthis are most likely to help Iran right now and basically block off all the traffic in the Red Sea. And if they block off the Red Sea traffic, it doesn't have the same effect as the Strait of Hormuz. Things can still get out through the Suez Canal. But that causes so many logistical problems. Like everything has to go through just a much longer shipping route, and all the ships have to be rerouted and causes so many issues that combined with the Gulf issues, big problems. That's all I have to say. I guess the only other thing I have to say is not actually investment advice, but it's advice for those you guys that are new to recessions. If you've never been in a recession before, if you've never been in a recession before, recessions, they kind of suck, but what you've got to do during a recession is basically do your best at your job. Don't try to get noticed unless it's noticed as a great thing. Try to just be that guy that anytime anybody looks, like you look like you're doing a good job. You kind of want to be unnoticed, but anytime you are noticed, you're doing a good job. Because eventually, when layoffs come, if you're the guy that gets sometimes little good things and little bad things, and they see both the little good and the little bad, you had those check marks against you. You just don't want them against you. Just always show up on time, always be personable. Just try your best not to get laid off. Because if you're laid off during a recession, God bless you, it's hard. Anyways, this was just off the cuff. None of this was planned. I hope all of you guys do well. Take care. Bye bye.